I have been practicing calligraphy for the past 5 years, and today I am in the mood to share some tips that I wish my younger self would have known when she started doing calligraphy. Calligraphy is not just cursive writing, but it is a broad topic under which you can study lots and lots of different scripts. And today we'll be focusing on just one script that is called the copperplate script. In case you're new here, then hi, my name is Aarti. I love talking about calligraphy and art, and in this video, I will introduce you to the world of calligraphy. Copperplate script is a very traditional script. You don't use pencil, pen. You use nib. You actually dip your nib inside the ink and then write it. So to do copperplate script, you need a thick paper. Since we are dealing with ink, a paper that is higher than 100 GSM is the ideal paper. You can use watercolor paper. The one that I am using is Lotus 140 GSM. You can check my description box. Then you will need an oblique holder along with a pointed nib. You can buy any pointed nib. So the one that I recommend is Zebra Comic G nib or Nico G or Tachikawa nib. You will need an ink. So in this case, I'm using Parker Black ink. Before we get started, we have to perform a very important non-negotiable ritual. This ritual is called preparation of the nib. Now, every single time you purchase a new nib from the market, it is covered with a thin protective layer called lacquer. Now, this lacquer substance prevents the nib from catching onto the ink. That's the reason why we have to remove this layer. Easiest way to prepare your nib is by using a potato. In my opinion, this is the easiest way to prepare your nib. All you have to do is insert your nib inside the potato. Now make sure it is at a slant angle rather than upright, otherwise you will run the risk of ruining your nib. So you have inserted it, then keep it for 60 seconds or so, and then your nib is prepared. Hey listen, I had a quick question. How can I check if my nib is prepared or not? Okay, so in that case, you need to run a very simple test to understand if your nib is ready or not. Before you run the test, let me teach you how to attach a nib and oblique holder together. Hold a nib like this, and the front part of the nib should be facing you. Then grab your oblique holder and make sure that the oblique holder is on the left hand side so that it aligns with the slant. Then you will see that there is a small gap right here inside your oblique holder, and you're supposed to insert this nib within this gap. So something like this. So this is the correct way to insert your nib. Now let's run the test. Test is pretty simple. All you have to do is dip your nib inside the ink and see if it is able to catch onto ink or not. You can see on your screen how an unprepared versus prepared nib looks like. In case your nib is not prepared, all you have to do is insert the nib inside the potato once again for 60 seconds or so, and then take it out and it'll be prepared for sure. In case you're facing any issues, then leave your queries in the comment section and I'll get back to you. And if you want to keep learning calligraphy, then hit that subscribe button and let's continue. If you want your calligraphy to look cohesive and clean, then I would suggest as a beginner draw some guidelines. You start by making 4 lines with 1 centimeter gap between them. Then make a slant line along with that. Now this slant line is supposed to be around 52 degree or 55 degree slanted, so you can use a protractor or you can just randomly draw a slant line. The reason why we are drawing the slant line is because copperplate script is actually written at a slant, and hence we need the slant line. Let's do some nib exercises to understand how this nib functions. So let's transport ourselves back in time. We'll dip this nib inside the ink. Make sure that the whole of the nib is covered. Then place your nib on the paper and gently apply pressure and drag it downwards. As you're dragging it downwards, you'll see that the front part of the nib will open up. It will basically split into 2 parts, and that is actually what is giving you a thick, bold stroke. Similarly, you can make a thin line. But in copperplate calligraphy, when we make a thin line, we have to go from down to up. So without applying any pressure, I will gently place my nib on the paper and then I will move it upwards like this. The next part, I'll try something different. Once again, I'll place my nib on the paper, then I will apply pressure, but as I'm coming down, I will release that pressure and this thick line will transition into a thin line. Now, as a last exercise, I want you to make the same structure. Once again, place a nib on the paper, apply a little bit of pressure, but this time we will move towards right hand side in a curve. These are some of the nib exercises that you can try to get a hold of your nib and understand how your nib functions. Before you get tempted to write words on your own, let me give you a couple of pointers about copperplate script. Pointer number 1, there are 7 basic strokes in copperplate calligraphy, and if you master all 7 of them, you can pretty much write the entire script. Pointer number 2, the entire copperplate script rests upon oval shape. Every single basic stroke, lowercase letter, uppercase letter, number, has oval shape hidden inside them. I will teach you 2 basic stroke, one is underturn and the other is oval. Let's learn how to make underturn stroke together. Underturn shape is somewhat like your U, so we'll try to replicate that. So make sure that you're placing your nib on the slant line, then apply a little bit of pressure and drag your nib downwards. And when you will drag it downwards, you'll get a thick bold stroke. But as soon as you're about to hit the next line, release that pressure, take a turn towards your right hand side and bring it back up, right back where you started. The second basic stroke is called oval and it looks like an oval shape. Start by keeping your nib on the right hand side. Without applying any pressure, just move your nib towards left hand side in a curved path. Now as you're coming down, apply a little bit of pressure, release the pressure, and then this is how you make an oval shape. Now oval might require a little bit more practice, but keep on practicing these 2 basic strokes. Till now we have learned how to make 2 basic strokes. Now let us understand how we can use those basic strokes in our letters. And in turn you'll also understand how each and every letter is made up of basic strokes. So we'll start our letter by making an entrance stroke, which is a curved line moving upwards. Then we will make a half underturn and I will put a small dot at the top of it. You will get the letter I. Similarly, if I follow the same pattern but instead of making a small underturn, I will make a bigger underturn, I will get the letter T. Now let's try some other letter. So I will make my entrance stroke and I will make 2 underturns together and then I will put a small dot and I will get my letter W. Here I am using an entrance stroke, then I will make an oval next to it, then an underturn, and when I will join them together, I will get the letter A. Now instead of making your undertone small, if you make it bigger, then you get the letter D. I think by now you have understood how copperplate calligraphy works, what are the tools that are needed, how to go about it, and how to learn it. If you want to learn more basic strokes and if you want to learn all the lowercase letters from A to Z, then you can go and grab my worksheet from my shop. Link is in the description box and you can use the code LEARN50 to get 50 rupees off. If you are interested in learning more about calligraphy in depth and if you want to study this copperplate script with me, then I'm taking an online workshop. The dates are here on your screen. If you're interested to enroll, you can send me an email or you can send me an Instagram DM. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you learned something new. If you did, then hit the subscribe button and follow me on Instagram. I post lots and lots of tutorials there as well. And hopefully I'll be back with another tutorial teaching you something new about copperplate calligraphy. Till then, take care and stay creative.